putting his name in. What are the 8 for Speaker? How would Carlos Gimenez of Florida feel about him being Speaker? Congressman, I know you want Kevin McCarthy. I'm with you. But having said that, who do you think you can get behind of those 8?
Oh, well, I've already endorsed Byron, so I'm with Byron right now.
And why?
So, I think why? Because I think he can unify the party. He's a Freedom Caucus guy. I think he's shown the ability to come, to attract other factions within our conference, and I think that's what we need to have. We need somebody that can actually unify all of us, and I think Byron's that individual. He's young, he's dynamic. I think he'll have great success in fundraising. He understands that we need to keep the majority, grow the majority, because the Republican Party is the only thing standing between us and changing fundamentally what America is and what the Democrat Party wants to do with America. So that's why I'm supporting Byron. But I'll tell you this also: whoever comes out of that conference, I'll be supporting. We need to unify whoever comes out and move on. We have the business of America we need to get to with the world on fire. We need to get back to work.
So whoever it is, you'll back. Do other people that were on the fence doing Kevin McCarthy and Lee Zeldin votes and Steve Scalise votes when Jim Jordan was nominated, are those ones also as committed as you? Do you sense?
I don't know. I can only talk for myself. Look, I was with McCarthy, and then when the votes came for Jordan, I was not with Jordan. I didn't think that he could unify us. We needed to get to the right speaker. Hopefully, out of these 8, the right speaker will come out. It'll be somebody new, or it could be, somebody that wasn't really all that much in line, unless it's Emmer. Emmer is the whip, but he'd be like second in line, and so it's we need to come out of it unified. And I think I know myself. I'm good, but I can't talk for everybody else.
So we're watching the squad embarrass themselves in our country, and there's something about one of them, this Tlaib, has 37 million views as he triples down in denying that Islamic Jihad blew up that hospital. And you see her constantly screaming at the president of her party, of our country, and her party. What would you normally be doing if you had a speaker? Wouldn't you be condemning this type of outrageous behavior?
Well, look, we'd be doing all kinds of stuff, and that would be one of them. We can't do anything until we have a speaker. Now, if we can't get a speaker out of these 8, I think it's time to move forward and give Patrick McHenry some powers to open up the House. We have to get back to work. And that would be one of the resolutions we could put forward. We need resolutions of support for Israel. Obviously, the president is sending us $100 billion plus 8 packages to Israel, Ukraine, and Taiwan. And there's some other stuff that I think is completely should be off the table. We should be dealing with those issues, those 3 issues, and nothing nothing else. And it shouldn't be just one package. I think we need to break them up so that individuals can vote on each individual packet. I'm actually I want to see how the Democrats vote on the Israel package. Democrats like Tlaib and Ocasio-Cortez and Omar, see if they would like to give Israel the help that it needs, and let them show their true colors. I think America needs to see that.
Here's one of the squad. Cut 20.
The government of Israel, for many years, have been detaining innocent Palestinians without charges. The hostages that Israel is holding, that is also something that should be discussed. That has come up over years. And that is absolutely, the numbers and the estimates, I believe, are in the thousands. But war crimes do not justify war crimes.
So she's looking at what the Israelis are doing after October 7th and saying war crimes. My sense is she's not voting for Israeli money. And number 2 is she feels very comfortable saying what she's saying.
And can you imagine that if she had said that, say, 20 years ago? There's something going on fundamentally wrong here in this country, and I think it starts with intelligentsia. It starts in our institutions of higher learning, where this kind of baloney is elevated and given some credence. Look, Israel, they say it's an apartheid state. It's not an apartheid state. 20% of the citizens of Israel are actually Arabs, and they have their own party. They have a an Arab member of the Supreme Court of Israel. They're full citizens. They have all the rights of Israeli citizens. That's not apartheid. So, the only place that's got apartheid is actually Gaza. There are no Israelis there. They had to move out. They threw them out, and they had to move out in order to give that to the Palestinians. And so, they got everything. Everything is warped, and all of this narrative is, the narrative that the Democrats, what they do is just repeat the narrative, and drum it into you, and you somehow believe it's true. Well, it's all baloney. And so we're not going to stand for it. But I do want to see them, how they vote on this. I want America to see, who is behind Israel and who's not behind Israel. And so I don't support putting it all together. And the same thing with Ukraine. Look, I support Ukraine. And I know there's some members of my party who don't support funding for Ukraine, as long as we have the right safeguards for it, because I don't think we can abandon a people that are fighting for their freedom against our second greatest adversary, using 5% of our defense budget without shedding one drop of American blood. And so I'm there too, but there's people in my party that don't. Well, everybody should stand up and be counted, for or against, and then the American people can decide later.
Right. I mean, we want an audit. We want to make sure they're not slow walking equipment. When it comes to the border, exactly. You don't want $14 billion to get them in the Roosevelt Hotel and put them on soccer fields instead of stopping the border and changing policy. So you got to drill down inside that money, right?
Right. But Brian, one of the things about the border, and I think some people are missing it, is that we can put $1 zillion on the border. If the Biden administration doesn't want to secure the border, it's not going to be secure. And they don't want to secure the border. So, everything, we got to get more money to the border. Look, nothing changed. Nothing changed from money or personnel from January 19th, 2021 to January. One thing changed, or January 20th. One thing changed, the policies.
The new president, Congressman Carlos Gimenez, thanks so much.